seasick. All right, here we go. I'm still setting up, and I can't use my laptop to look at the chat today. So I'm going to be using my old phone, which it runs on Wi-Fi. And I'm not completely set up. Okay, hang on a second. No, I don't want to sign in. Where am I? There we go. Our half acre homestead. Your channel. There it is, live. Okay, in a minute when the ad plays, I'm going to go get my vinegar and my oil. Sorry, folks. I'm, hang on. Now I can pause this, I hope, and still read the chat. Is the chat moving? Okay, give me a second. For all the people who tell me not to put tin foil in my oven, no, I can't see that. I'm going to have to read the chat off of here. For all the people who tell me not to put tin foil in my oven, live chat. Well, maybe I have to do this, but turn it right down. Oh, hang on a second here. Yes, just turn down the sound and I can watch the chat. Foil will only burn your oven. When you put foil in the bottom of your oven, it's only going to burn your oven if you put it shiny side down. Always put the foil shiny side up. That's what reflects the heat. If you put it shiny side down, you're going to burn the bottom of your oven over and over again. Okay, does that make sense? All right. Now, I just need to get me a cup of tea and some accoutrements here for the things I'm planning on doing. Some sponges. I need a cup of tea. Got to use up the rest of these Tetley bags before I can open my next box of Yorkshire Gold. That does not have enough hot water in there. Give me a second. All righty. Now, today we are working on cast iron. Now, I have been practicing a little bit, and okay, the chat's moving there. I've been practicing a little bit. Ooh, right. We got to be filming this. Oh. Let's do it this way. You're going to see behind the scenes here, obviously. Oh, I missed one. Lock it out, yeah. Get my tripod set up here so that I can film what I'm doing. Now, hey friends, this is the Mrs. Wolfie from Our Half Acre Homestead, and today we're refreshing and seasoning some of our cast iron. Mostly almost all of it. Okay. Thank God for editing, because I'm tripping over my high tongue. Okay, now let's have a look and see where this camera lines up. Or maybe I should do it over here. Let's see. Yeah, that's a much, much better angle. Okay. Record. More hot water in my tea. And away we go. Hi, everybody. Now, oi! I am refurbishing some cast iron. I had some cast iron that was in the underside of the coach, and I got Howie to bring it out to the deck under the roof, but it's still got, look, right? That is my big Dutch oven, which I like to use. I wish I had a stand-up thingy on here. Maybe I'll just stand it up there. Oh, yeah, that's very good. So, thank you everybody for your patience yesterday. I woke up with a bad migraine. I knew I had a migraine. I should have known the night before, because we have a lamp in our window that has a yellow light, and our incandescent yellow light recently died. And the only one I could find was to buy was an LED one. And what's today? Wednesday? Monday night, when Howie and I were sitting down to watch TV, as he went to sit down, I said, could you please turn off that yellow light? It's really bothering my eyes. That should have been my first clue. So, I got a weird setup going on here. There are several ways to clean cast iron. And you can take a fine sandpaper to it. I have some. I'm going to show you. You can use a pumice stone. I have that. I will show you. But one of the biggest things about neutralizing and getting rid of the rust on cast iron is acid. If you don't have one of those little electric things that you can hook up and give it an electric shock so the rust falls off, or if your wood stove is not big enough for you to just throw one of these things right into the coals and burn off the rust, you got to come up with other ways of doing things, right? Gracie, hush. Oh, hush. You going senile? Do you know, I just realized she's going to be 9 years old on Gracie Magoo. Now, you've been fed, watered, out, and given scratches, and I played with your chicken with you. So knock it off. Don't you give me any lip. Hear that little huff? Anyway, so I have, now this frying pan it doesn't look really bad at the moment. It does. It doesn't look really bad at the moment, but it looked like this. And I'm going to show you what I've been doing just to finish this one up. Let's see if I can't get this all the way down like this. Whoa! I didn't shut you off, did I? Oh my God. All right, hang on here. So I'm not going to take you guys through every piece of cast iron, but I am going to take you through the two worst ones. Let's see if you guys can see that. Okay. That's as good as it's going to get, guys. Now, is that better? Okay. All right. So I have this box set up so that dust doesn't fly all over my island. I do not have my laptop set up because the box prevents me from actually seeing it. But here's my way of doing this. This is a cordless drill and this is a wire wheel. And I've just been doing this. And this is why the box is here. Now, the rust is a metal, so it falls down. It doesn't go up into the air very much, but this helps it from scattering sideways. And I'm just doing this. Right down. Right? Now what I'm going to do is, because I have, well, I guess we better do bottom too. Now, something else you can do to help prevent the rust, once you've taken the worst of the rust off, okay, you can see this looks pretty shiny almost, right? Oh, now I'm going to have to move this. All right, I'm going to take, okay, I'm going to shut this one off because I can read the chat on here so far at this angle. I'm going to take this water and I'm going to mix it 50-50 with vinegar. And we're going to give it an acid bath. There we go. Now, I thought about different ways of doing this. You know, you could submerge this right in a sink, but that's a lot of vinegar, okay? So what I'm doing now, ooh, my pumice stone. So what I'm going to do now, if I can just get my stuff back together here. All right, you go there. You go. Hang on a second. Let's move you right out of the picture here. Okay. And you two can go down on the floor, and that gives me more space to work with here. Here we go. All right, now. I'm just going to take this sponge and I'm going to immerse it in the vinegar water. Doesn't have to be hot. I'm going to move my tea out of the way so I don't drip into it. And we're going to give this an acid bath. Now, technically, you'd want to soak this, but I'm going to use the scrubby side. I'm going to use the scrubby side. See, and look at the rust coming up. Okay. I'm going to get some paper towel. Ooh. I'm going to turn my oven on to 500 degrees. That's why I put a fresh tin foil in the bottom. Whoops. So my oven is now set to 500 degrees. Now look at the rust coming off of here. Now you can make a paste of baking soda and water and rub it all over your cast iron. And then take it off with paper towel and give it a vinegar water bath. But if you have a scrubby, this will do just as well. See, now you still see rust, but I'm going to rinse this and put it in the oven, and then we're going to start to oil, okay? Trust me, this rust will be gone very, very shortly. Actually, I might bake this with the vinegar water on. No, I won't do that. So I'm going to take this over to the sink and rinse it off and put it in the oven, and I'm going to start on my Dutch oven. Let me see if I get in the angles here. Okay, no, I'm not. So let's move this up. There we go. Tilt it down a little bit. All right, rinse. Now that I've rinsed, I can see still some rust here. This looks pretty good. But where did my pumice stone go? Where did my pumice stone go? There it is. A pumice stone, they're relatively inexpensive. You can get them anywhere. The pumice stone is a very lightweight sponge-like rock. This is a Tefal frying pan. Most of my cast iron is Findlay. Okay. See, look. This is another way. Now that we've rinsed, we can see some rust. We're getting rust off. And this, you want to make sure you do your absolute best to get all the little crevices, the edge. Can you guys see what I'm doing with the pumice stone? The rust on the outside of this is pretty bad. I'm going to need more pumice stone. All right. Any bit of rust you see, take your pumice stone to it. And if you don't have a pumice stone, again, you can scrub it all over and then apply a baking soda paste and let it sit for about an hour. Now let's rinse this and get it in the oven to dry. Now again, you didn't see this, how it was, but doesn't that already look so much better? Into the oven it goes. So, take this down a bit, and let's get started on our cast iron. Let's start with the lid. Look. Isn't that disgraceful? All right. First we do the drill. Again. Oh yeah, okay, let's do that. I want to show you. Now, Howie has kindly provided me with a strip of 80p, 80 particle 80 sandpaper, and I believe this is 400 or 500. So this is much, much finer. Now, before I start with the wire wheel, which is actually the fastest way, I'm going to take a piece of this paper here, wrap it around my sponge to make a sanding block. And this is the higher, this will help you get it down the coarse part of the coarse stuff that you really, because rust to iron is cancer. Okay? You can do that. And then when you get it down to where it's a finer, it's all, you know, it's almost soft, you can use a finer grit sandpaper. Okay? However, I'm showing you that, but this is my favorite way. I'm gonna have to charge this up again, so you're not seeing me do all my pans today. This wire wheel helps get into the lettering. You want to take this to the worst of it. You see the difference between that and that? Whoops, come on now. See the insides, you can tell the lid's been on it the whole time. Whoops, sorry, Mr. Sponge. Once we get all the big stuff off, we can start with the vinegar scrub and pumice. But I think I'll do the pumice first. All right. Yeah, I'm gonna have to charge this up before I work on the pot itself. All right, I'm gonna take the battery off of this and I'm gonna go charge this up. I'll be right back. If I can figure, oh yeah, that's how it comes off, okay. Oh! Now, before we go any further, I'm going to check on my cast iron frying pan and see if it's dry enough to, oh yeah, that's good and dry. Now, let's have a look. It's not going to hurt the silicone, right? Okay, let's have a look. Careful not to grab this because it's still hot. Now, I'm going to start oiling this. You can still see rust, but as we bake it, this is going to be a repeated process about 3 or 4 times. So, you can use, they say to use peanut oil, but you want to use something that has a high smoke factor. I wouldn't use peanut oil personally because you never know who has a peanut allergy. Now let's just drop a little bit of oil on this while it's hot. And we're going to repeat this a couple of times because the oil will also lift rust. And the more often you do this, the longer the better your pans will be non-stick. My oven just reached 500 degrees. Make sure you get the oil in every little part. Oh, careful, Bev. Grab that better. The outside doesn't matter if it isn't as pretty, but it's not dirt. It's not rusty either. So, but see how much we have taken off just by applying the oil. So we're going to get another fresh paper towel. And you want to dry this as much as possible. And each time you do this, look at how much more is coming up off. All right, and this is going back into that 500 degree oven for, I don't know, 40 minutes to an hour. And then we're going to repeat the process. Not the sanding part, of course. Well, I better show this to the camera. There we go. All right. Okay, back into the oven you go. Now, where did my pumice stone go? It's in the water. I had to rinse it. It's in the vinegar water. All right, now, back to the Dutch oven. Now, this still may look really bad. I'm so... What's in my way here? Okay. All right, let's put you over here for now because your buddy's charging. So, this still may look really bad, but compared to that, it's already looking much better. So now I'm going to take my pumice stone here. And work down some more of this rust. Like I said, it would be much handier if I had a bonfire going outside and I could just throw all this cast iron in or set it all in the coals to burn off the rust. But we don't have that until sap season. So one also thing about pumice stone is it wears down quick, and it also, you can get it so that it fits. See how I've got it so that it actually fits the edge here? Now, you may be thinking you're wearing your cast iron down by doing this. Well, if you've been bad like me and allowed your cast iron to get to this state, well, you're just going to have to live with the results. But this will teach me one thing, if nothing else, to season my clean and season my cast iron often and never let it out to the weather. Okay, I'm going to go give this a rinse. And then I'm going to throw this in the fire. I'm going to give this a rinse, and then we're going to see what we see with the vinegar bath, the vinegar water bath. Oh. Throw another log on the fire. Cuddle up so cozy and so warm. All right, let's take this and give it a rinse. Oh, wow, that's much better. Let me just dust this onto the floor because I got to sweep anyway. Well, it didn't dust much, did it? Look at that. From that. Okay. Now, what time is it? I don't know what time it is. What time is it? Can somebody tell me what time it is, Eastern Standard Time? I have my patrons live today. It may have to run a bit late. So here we come back with the scouring pad and the vinegar wash. And I forgot my paper towel. Oh. You don't have to use paper towel. You can use flannel or whatever rags you got handy. I just happen to have paper towel. And it's easier now. Let's have a look. See the rust coming off? With the, because I just rinsed that. But now there's more rust coming off because of the vinegar water. Let's fold this in another direction and reuse it. Now, again, this would work better if you let it soak in a 50-50 solution of vinegar water. But I don't have that much vinegar to fill a half a sink with vinegar water, so. Another scrub. Who's Richard? All right, let's get the excess off here. Yeah, you need to be scrubbed just a little bit more right here. Findlay. I am related to the Findlays. Not necessarily these Findlays, but if you go back far enough on my dad's side of the family, there's Findlays. Look at that. Now, one thing I did miss was this little edge right here. It's got rust in it. So again, the pumice stone is going to come to the rescue. As it molds itself to the edge quite perfectly. My hands are starting to hate this. Now let's see. All right, that is looking so much better. Okay, I'm going to rinse this and throw this in the oven to dry. And then we're going to do what we did with the frying pan. We're going to oil it, wipe any rust that comes off with the oil up, and then rinse and repeat. And then we're going to start on the Dutch oven. As I said, all my cast, whoops, see the smoke? Hey! Hang on. Alrighty. So, let me rinse this off too. You are my sunshine, my only sunshine. You make me happy all the live long day. You'll always know, dear, how much I love you. Please, oh, stay, sweet sunshine. Please stay at least a night and a day. Okay. Now, again, the only reason I'm doing these pieces, none of my cast iron is this bad. These pieces are the worst. That's why I'm doing them on camera and showing my shame. Okay. I don't know how much charging I got out of that little bit of time, but we're going to work on this for about 10 minutes while our lid dries. Oh, get in there. In the oven. Okay. Kick that out. If you can't see what I'm doing, I'll try and reverse it to show you. I'm doing an edge. Always wear protective eyewear, folks, when you're handling power tools. This is the worst part right here. You might want to wear a mask too, but this stuff doesn't really get much higher than, the dust doesn't get much higher than that, so, because it's metal. Again, sanding, steel wool, scouring, good strong scouring pads. You do you. Baking soda paste. Okay, now we gotta make sure we get in around the wire. The handles, the holes on the handles. All right, now let's flip this over. Whoa, oh, I got some in my tea. Well, I need the iron anyway. Again, you do you. All right, let's get this back more in the box so that I'm not getting it in my tea. Made Findlay. Made in Canada. Turn this around a little bit. Oh, so I can get a better grip on this. Oh my gosh. I'm working up a sweat here, folks. All right, we're going to stop this for a minute. And we're going to go get the lid out and the frying pan. I should have taped this box together. I took it apart to use it like this, and now I'm thinking I should have taped it somewhere, but I don't have patience for that at the moment. All right. Let's give our frying pan, or let's take our lid out. Let it cool down just a little bit. Oof. It hasn't been an hour, but I'm going to give this guy another coating. Please be careful. Do not forget you're handling extremely hot material here. Isn't that looking so much better, folks? Little drop. Don't use your sponges to do this. While it's hot, they'll just melt. Now let's see if we're going to get any more rust. I almost grabbed that handle. Look how clean that is, guys. Isn't that beautiful? The bottom gave off a little bit. Ow, 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 even the friggin' cloth is hot. And back into the oven this goes, and let's oil our lid and see how much rust we get off with it. Okay. Now, as you can see, there is some damage on here. So before we oil it, I'm going to take my last bit of pumice stone here. And while this is hot, now I am not going to do the vinegar on this. Why? Because it's hot, folks. So we're just going to go like this. And any more spots that may look like they're oxidizing, again, be really careful. This is extremely hot. Okay. Ooh. That's hot. Flip it over to the cooler side. And now, we're going to take a little drop. I'm using sunflower oil. Whoops, grab it, grab it, grab it. I'm using the clean side of this paper towel here. And we'll see if there's any rust. Yeah, there is. And now we're going to flip it and do the inside with the same rag, and then we're going to use a clean rag to wipe the excess off. Always wipe the excess off. Be patient. This may take 4 or 5 times after a deep rust cleanse to completely get a beautiful non-stick coating. If you really, really want to do a good job, folks, you know, oil, once you get to this stage where you're oiling it, oil it, bake it, oil it, bake it 3 to 5 times. Okay, let's go. Destined for the fire. Oops, that's the hot side. Yeah, that's almost, there we go. This may have to, we may have to oil this just a little bit more. Oh, and once I get this in the oven, folks, I'm going to have to leave because I have a live stream to do. I may do one on our half acre, not our half acre homestead, on Life with the Wolfies after my other, but, and once I'm done doing this for the day, I'm going to be putting supper in the oven. Okay, so that's still pretty rough. So let's give this another wipe down with oil. And then this is going back in the oven. Whew, the smoke. Another reason why you want to use, now before I forget, I'm going to give this a vinegar bath. So that vinegar water bath, so that it can actually sit here and dry naturally while I'm doing my live with my patrons. Yeah, there's still a lot of surface rust here, which is not bad. It's just the stuff we had to scrub off with the wire wheel. That was really necessary. And I'm just going to let this stuff sit on here while I do my live, because technically you really want to soak it in the vinegar water to help deteriorate the rust. Come on, get down. Made in Canada. And then once this is dry, I'm going to go over it with maybe with some sandpaper or the wire wheel again, because this was pretty heavily damaged. But look how much nicer it's coming up. Again, I'm not going to worry about leaving the vinegar water on here to dry. Why? Because the vinegar is going to do its job, which is acidify what's left of that rust, like attack that rust with some acid. Okay? How's everybody doing? How am I doing? There's 100 different ways you can clean your cast iron. Just don't ever put it in the dishwasher. I mean, that's like, there's reasons why I don't let people let people load my dishwasher, and oh my God, do I need a cleaner. I got to find my cleaning tabs. You missed the back, Bev. The back? The back of what? Oh, of the other frying pan? That's okay. It doesn't have to be non-stick. I will give it another coating of oil when it comes out of the oven. I'm actually going to turn my oven down now because 500 seems to be, a lot for 1 hour, right? Maybe not. We'll see. The pan, I will recoat the back of the frying pan when I coat them again and put them back in. Anyway, folks, thanks for hanging with me while I do this. Wait for the video. You'll see the full and complete project when I finish the video. Okay? Mwah. Take care. Take care. God bless. And I'll show you when I'm done. Love you guys. Patrons, I'll see you shortly.